Olá, I'm Linnares, and I want to welcome you to Women's Impact. Yeah, we are a group of love rebels, women that are passionate about empowering each other and impacting the world. And today is our Women's Wisdom Week, where we learn and feel inspired by women that are impacting the world. And you're going to love the interview that we did with Tanya, that is the founder of an amazing mission called Unseen Ministry. They have been using the gifts and talents of artists all over the world and helping nonprofit organizations to share their mission and raising more funds for their cause, especially organizations and nonprofits that help to battle sex trafficking, poverty all over the world. You are gonna love Tanya. She's such an inspiring woman that I hope you truly feel inspired by her wisdom to take a leap of faith and follow your passion and make a difference in the world. And talking about taking a leap of faith, before we talk to Tanya, this year at Women's Impact, we declared that it's going to be, and it is, a fearless year for me, for you, for each one of us. Actually, just the fact that I'm here talking to you, I am being fearless. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I have a little accent, right? Just a little bit. So I am originally from Brazil, and I moved from Brazil to Fargo, North Dakota. So yeah, crazy, I know, call me crazy, you can. So for the last year, I always overcome my fear when I speak. If I speak to a group of 10 people or 1,000, it doesn't matter. If I'm speaking to you right now, I always have the voice of fear that say, what if? What if people are gonna make fun of you? What if you are not talking perfectly? What if you are not able to express what you want in a second language? What if, and that what if voice can truly hold us back and don't allow us to take a leap of faith and do the things that we were created to be. But there is another voice, the voice of faith. And that's the voice that me and you needs to turn the volume up inside of our hearts and let that voice lead our lives every day, every second of 2014 and for the rest of our lives. The voice of faith doesn't say what if. The voice of faith says, why not? Why not you? Why not me with my accent? Why not you with the quality and the way that you are? Why not this year? Why not us? Why not today? Why we cannot be the ones to make this year an amazing year? Why we cannot be the ones just like Tanya that embrace our passion and make a difference in the world? Why not this year, the year they're gonna write the book that you have in your heart? Why not this year, the year that you're gonna go and go after the dream that you have been always giving yourself excuse? Why not? This is the year that your relationship is gonna go to the next level. Why not today be the day that you're gonna call the person, say, I'm so sorry, forgive me. Or say, I forgive you, I love you. Why not today? Why not now? Why not you? So I want to invite you to join our Fearless Year. Go to our website at womensimpact.org. And remember, every day there is a woman that posts something that she needs. Sometimes it can be a computer, sometimes it can be, last week we had the blessing of a woman receiving a car, a single woman, 4 kids. She posted December 23rd that she needs a car. And a week later, a family generously gave a car to this woman. And today she's able to go to work and take her kids to school because one person took a time to go to our website and see how can I be in service? How can I impact someone's life? One support at a time. So to start this amazing year, I want to express my deepest gratitude for each one of you that support our mission, that goes to womensimpact.org, that goes to our monthly events, and especially to each volunteer that donate their time, their talent to make this mission of bringing women together with the purpose to empower each other and impacting the world. And talking about a fearless year, actually, who is going to do this interview today with Tanya? It's not going to be the foreigner here. It's not going to be me. It's going to be our amazing volunteer, Megan. Megan is a journalist. She just graduated. She's the one that helped us with the website and a bunch of other things. And she mentioned, I'm more the person that like to be behind the camera. I'm more the person, I looked at her and I'm like, Megan, this is our fearless year. You are a journalist, you don't have an accent, and who is going to be doing this interview is going to be you, okay? Because it's time for us to get out of the position of always being behind the camera, behind the backstage, always trying, looking at each other and say, I wish I was the one. That's it. This is the year for you to be fearless and go in the center of your life, of the stage of your life, and let your light, your love, your power, and your wisdom shine. Welcome to Women's Impact, and I hope you're going to feel so inspired by women's wisdom with Megan.
Hey everyone, my name is Megan and I'm a volunteer at Women's Impact. I'm here with Forum TV today to interview Tanya Martineau, who is our Women's Wisdom candidate this week. Hey Tanya, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So normally everybody's used to seeing Chris, but as part of our fearless year we're having, I decided to overcome my fear and be the interviewer for the week. So thanks for bearing with me, Tanya.
Absolutely.
So we'll just dive right into it. You are the co-founder of Unseen Ministries, a local nonprofit with Than Bardson. Do you want to just explain to the audience what that is?
Absolutely. So Unseen Ministries is a media and marketing nonprofit fighting human trafficking, supporting orphans, and ending poverty. So we empower groups that are already in place overseas and here locally that are doing those things that have no way to share their story. So through photography, video, graphic design, web, literature, and education, we're able to equip them with the fundraising and media tools to share their story, get them the resources and funds they need to continue their mission.
That's awesome. So that's something close to our heart here at the Forum. It's a way to get their story out. What's some of the the testimonies or the good things you guys have seen happen over the years from what you've done?
The past 3 years, we've worked in 7 countries and helped 25 groups. And it's been incredible to just see the results and just the incredible impact that media has, not only on the organization, but as well as rescuing more of these children and more of these girls from being trafficked. We've worked in Cambodia, Thailand, Burma, Korea, here in the States, India, and then we'll be heading to the Philippines in a couple weeks. One of our groups this past year was in India called Caring Hands, and they specifically work rescuing girls and boys from temple prostitution. Oh, wow. And so they go in and rescue these kids that have been dedicated over to serve as prostitutes within the temples. So they rescue them from just a life of just despair and then are giving them just hope and education and nutrition. So it's really exciting. So we went, they were under budget, just barely surviving, trying to feed their kids, and having little opportunity to share their story. So we came in this past year with photo, video, design, web, and basically gave them a new brand. And they've been able to come to the States and have shared their video and materials and have reached so many more people and resources than they ever would have without Unseen.
So they're already reaping the benefits of what you guys have done. And when did you guys go to India?
We went this past February.
Oh wow, so that's kind of the power of what you guys do.
Yep.
The turnover is really cool. I know from just how we wrote about you in the article that before you created Unseen Ministries, you lived in South Korea.
Yes.
And you got involved with human trafficking. Can you just kind of maybe share that story a little more with the
absolutely.
audience?
So I lived in Korea for a year and 8 months on and off, and while I was over there teaching and doing photography, I volunteered at a shelter that helped rescue women trafficked into Korea, usually from the Philippines or Southeast Asia, and these girls were trafficked as prostitutes. So I just went to volunteer my time, and I became really good friends with the girls and also the director, and she asked me to document the hardships that the girls face. So I went into the clubs and brothels and documented just what the girls go through, and my heart was really torn by what I saw, and just the pain just really changed me. And so I didn't know what they would do with the images. I thought, oh, maybe they'd put it on their blog, but ended up finding that the government was publishing a book about the girls being trafficked from the Philippines to Korea, and my images, some of them happened to be in that book. So just saw the impact that media has. Not only can change that organization, but it can influence and rescue so many more girls. So it was really exciting. That kind of stirred me on to say, like, okay, media is really powerful, and my gift of photography can do so much more to changing lives. So,
what's one of the biggest challenges those girls face once they get out of human trafficking that you've found? And I mean, we know that it's not just overseas, it's right here in the United States even. What's one of the, the challenges that they have to overcome when they get out of that?
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest challenges that even with the girls that I'm continuing relationship with is their identity, and not basing their value off of what's been done to them, off of what culture and what the society has deemed them as just a prostitute or a victim of trafficking, but that their worth is beyond that, that their worth comes from the Lord, that their worth is so much more than a traffic victim.
Sure. And what's one thing that, in your article that you said something you had to overcome is watching one of those girls take maybe a path you wish you would never have wished on them. What's another thing you've had to overcome personally in your life through all these experiences that you would want to share with the audience today?
I think one of the hardest things for me was to okay, let me start over. I've always had a dream to go overseas. I've wanted to change the world and use my gifts, but the hardest thing for me was learning that changing the world meant bringing justice to those closest to me by choosing to love those in a hard place. My mom was diagnosed with cancer, and so I took college off to stay home with her, to take care of her and kind of walk her through that battle. And that was difficult since I was on the verge of graduating, wanted to travel, wanted to use my gifts, but really felt that it was important in order for me to do that, that I had to really learn how to give back to those closest to me. And so that's what I chose to do, and am so thankful I did that, because the things that I learned during that time, I feel like kind of launched me into that place of caring for those overseas.
Wow, and those in a hard place.
Yep, exactly.
Sure. The final question is, if you could share one thing with women anywhere, that just anything you'd like to share with them, what would it be?
I think the biggest thing that I have learned and what I would like to share with any woman is that we all have value, and that each of us has a gift, and that we have the opportunity to use that gift to impact the world. And so one of the things to do that for me was to know my identity, to not be influenced by what this culture, what society says, or even our own thoughts, but to realize that our identity comes from a place of worth, comes from that confidence in knowing what God says about us.
That's good. Well, we just want to thank you for joining us today, Tanya, and it's been awesome knowing you. So
thank you. Thanks for having me.